video, I want to go over the 7 agency softwares that we use to book over 100 meetings every single month. That also allows us to save over 20 hours every single week by automating a ton of tasks. That allows me to focus for an extra 3 hours per day using AI-powered audio, and also the exact tools that allows us to find unlimited qualified leads that we can reach out to, that we can book meetings with and eventually sign as clients. So at the end of the video as well, what I'll do is I'll share the exact tool that allowed me to save over 20 hours last week alone, so that you can start saving a ton of time starting today. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. Our main focus of the company is just in helping agencies to predictably and systematically sign clients using proven scalable acquisition systems on a complete done-for-you basis. And we typically work with agencies who are grown from referrals, that have great case studies, have tried outreach in the past, or even if they didn't, but are just struggling to get that predictable inflow of qualified bookings. And we help them to do this, like I said, on a done-for-you basis. So if you want more information on that, you can just check the link in the description. So the first tool on the list, I started using this around 3 years ago, and it completely changed the way I work. And I can't believe people operate without this. And it's called BrainFM. So what it is an AI-powered audio tool. And simply put, what it does is, you turn it on, you put headphones on, and you play this BrainFM music, and it's scientifically proven to stimulate your brain or some other thing. All I know is that what it does is it allows you to focus like crazy. So as soon as you turn it on, it'll be like normal. You'll just be hearing this weird like audio in the background. But after 15 minutes, after 20 minutes, you just enter this crazy state of flow where everything from the outside is just completely blocked off, and you're just focused on the one task that you're working on. And then once you finish the task, you'll look up and you see, oh, I've been working for like 2 hours straight and I didn't even notice, because of the things that they're playing in this audio. So don't ask me how it works specifically, because they'll have a better answer. But all I know is that it works a ton, and it works especially well if you have noise cancelling headphones, because you just don't hear anything from the outside. You just get into this flow state and work just gets done like crazy. And if you want to access any of these softwares, what I'll do is for you, I'll link them all in the description, so you don't have to search them up on Google, and they'll all be in place, so it's easy to get access. Now the second tool is arguably the most important one, because it directly contributes to us booking 100 meetings every single month. And this tool is Instantly.ai. And this tool is our pure primary email sending tool for ourselves and for our clients as well. And this tool allows us to be able to send thousands and thousands of emails every single week. That allows us to book hundreds and hundreds of meetings every single month. So without this tool, I don't know what we'd be doing. But simply put, Instantly.ai is an email sending tool. And what it does is it allows you to send from multiple domains at once. So for example, the old way of doing things is opening up your Gmail, opening up your email, and sending directly from one account. So for example, if your account is, ethan@company.com, that would be your one account. But the thing is, with one account, you can't send that much, right? If you send 50 to 100, Gmail's gonna be like, okay, these guys are doing something weird. And they're gonna end up blocking you for spam because you're sending so many emails. So what Instantly does is it allows you to send from multiple accounts all at once, and it combines it all and makes it extremely easy to do that. So because you're able to send from multiple accounts, you don't have to send crazy amounts of volume, because you can distribute it across many different email addresses. So for example, ethan@company.com, ethan@company.co, ethan@company.xyz. And by being able to distribute it, you can send huge amounts of volume, and you can get crazy amounts of bookings. And this is how we do it for our clients, and this is how we do it for ourselves as well. So if you are starting outreach, or if you're doing outreach right now and you want to be able to book more meetings while keeping your emails safe and not having to worry about going to spam, not having to worry about warm-ups, because Instantly does all the warm-ups for you, then I'd highly recommend this tool, because it's exactly what we use and it's exactly what our clients use as well. So I'll put that one in the description as well. Now the next one is a very simple one. It's called Calendly. And what Calendly does is it replaces the old back and forth trying to schedule a time. So for example, if you're speaking to a prospect and you want to get a time booked in for a sales call, instead of going back and forth over 7 emails saying, hey, would this time PST work for you? And they're like, no. Would 5 p.m. on Tuesday work? And you're like, no. Would Thursday work? And you spend all this time trying to do this back and forth purely just to pick a time. So with Calendly, what it does, it gets access to your calendar and it figures out, okay, what spots are open right now? And based on what's open, it gives the availability so that someone can pick a time in there. So for example, if you want to schedule a time with a prospect, all you need to do is send your Calendly link. They'll check the link, they'll be able to pick a time, whatever works for them. It goes into their time zone, they put in their details, and you get a time and it books into your calendar automatically. right? I cannot imagine running a business without this, especially when you're taking sales calls. So this is what I found to be the best tool for scheduling. So if you're not using any sort of scheduling tool right now, definitely start using it because it's going to save you a ton of time. Now, the next tool that we use is how we find unlimited qualified leads for ourselves and for our clients as well. And the tool is called Apollo. Now, Apollo is a lead generation software. And what it is pretty much just a database of many companies and all the associated people at these companies, right? So it's, like I said, it's just a massive database. They have millions and millions of records, and it comes with the people, but it also comes with, more importantly, their contact details. So whether that's their email, whether that's their phone number, whether that's their LinkedIn, whatever you need to actually get in contact with these people, it'll be there. So the best part about Apollo is that you can include filters into your searches. So if you go onto Apollo and you say, hey, I only want to look for e-com brands, or I only want to look for manufacturing companies, you can simply put that as a filter into the software. And then all it's going to do is bring up these e-com brands or these manufacturing companies, and you can add so many different filters to find exactly what you're looking for. So for most of our clients, they're marketing agencies, and what they're looking for are decision makers of high budget companies in a particular niche. And all we need to do is add the filters of how much revenue is the company making, what is the title of the decision maker, so is it a CMO, is it a CEO, is it a COO, whatever it requires. And then we just need to search it in Apollo, and we're going to find those results. And then we can just export it, contact these people, and then book a ton of meetings. Now, a key point that I do want to mention is that while all these leads are there, all the leads are available, you're still going to need a good message to get in front of these people, right? I speak to a lot of agency owners, and they think that by just having the lead list, by just having the software, all their problems will be solved. But the thing is, everyone has access to the people, right? Everyone can actually access these details. So just having the details isn't enough. You actually need to have a good offer, you need to have good messaging, and you need to have a good, efficient system of getting your message in front of these people. So again, while this will solve the problem of finding them, you actually need a good system to contact and convert them into bookings and then eventually into clients. And if you want more information on exactly how to convert cold prospects into high paying clients and how to even add an extra 50 to 100K per month to your agency while booking hundreds of qualified bookings with decision makers of high budget brands, I'll link a video in the description and I'll walk you through exactly step by step on how you can do that for yourself. Now, the next tool has completely changed the way we do business, and the tool is called Notion. Now, Notion is kind of like a storage system. Notion is a tool where you can, store information, you can store files, you can write things down, you just put everything in one place. It's almost like a replacement for Google Drive. It's just more friendly and easy to use. Now, at first, when I heard about Notion, I was like, okay, this is cool, but like, what would be the use case? Right? It's already stored, it's already on the dock, so why do I need it in Notion? And Notion becomes incredibly useful when you have a team and when you want to scale and automate things. The great thing about content, and Notion is just a storage of content. The great thing about content is that it scales. So for example, we hired a new person on the team, and we obviously need to train this person. And the old way of training the person is getting onto calls with them every single day for an hour and training them, on the call. And that would take like 20 hours every single month, besides the questions they'd ask. So what we did in Notion was I just recorded all the training videos, all the things that I would say to them on the calls, and I just put it in Notion. So I just used a video recording tool, and I'm going to mention this tool later on, but I just used that tool, stored the videos in Notion, and the training got cut down to 1 hour as opposed to 20 hours per month, right? It was massive because the thing is, once I create the content once, people can watch it an unlimited amount of times. So if I did it on a call and I told them something, there's a good chance they'll just forget. But if I put it in Notion and I stored it with the videos, with the notes, with everything, the logins, the SOPs, everything, then if they do forget, which people do, they'll just come back to it and they'll get the information right there. So it's super efficient, and it doesn't require you to be there when training them. And this can be applied to everything. For SOPs, it can be put for, systems, login information, storage, everything. Everything goes into Notion, and that's pretty much the rule for our company right now, because once it's there, everyone can access. Now, the second last tool is ConvertKit. Now, ConvertKit is an email sending tool. Now, the reason that ConvertKit is so useful is because you own the audience. Now, this is a very common thing in marketing, a very important thing in marketing, is that you want to always own your audience. The thing is, if you are posting on Instagram, if you're posting on social media, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, you don't actually own the audience. So for example, if YouTube changes algorithm the next day and you had 10 million subscribers and you are getting hundreds of thousands of views, and they change the algorithm and it doesn't suit your videos and you start getting no views, you've lost everything that you've built because they're not seeing your videos. So what you want to do is get your audience to a platform where you own it. And email has been historically the best one for doing that, because as long as you get the email address of someone in your audience, of one of your customers, you can email them an unlimited amount of times, assuming they don't unsubscribe, which is always an option. But the best part is every single resource that I create, every single person that books a call with us, they get added to our email list. And on the email list, what I do is I share a ton of value, and I also share opportunities when there are spots available to book a time for our company, for working with us. So it provides a direct communication to the person I want to speak to, right? I can literally email them straight away, and it makes it super efficient for sharing things as to what's happening in our company, to share insights, to share a ton of value, to share, resources that I don't talk about on YouTube. And if you want to join the email list, I'll link that below as well. But it's super efficient and it's super useful. And another quick way that I use it is every single person that books a sales call, they get added to the list. And what happens is when you have sales calls, some of them aren't going to close. But you know that you want to keep nurturing these people. You want to keep staying top of mind. And an email list is the best way of doing that, because if someone didn't close, if someone didn't become a client, and you just want to keep nurturing, every single email that you send will go to them, right? So they'll keep seeing your name pop up. They'll keep getting value from you. They'll keep seeing case studies. And over time, if they see enough of it, they will come back and think, hey, man, I should have just signed up with Ethan. I made a bad decision in the past. I should just get started now. And that's where you want to be, right? And the best part is it's scalable. So you don't have to reach out to them directly. You just send it to the entire list, and whoever expresses interest is going to get in contact with you. And finally, the last tool, and probably the one that's become my favorite over the last few weeks, is called Loom. Now, Loom is a screen recording tool. And as simple as it may sound, it is absolutely the best thing that I've found over the last few weeks. Now, I've been using it for a long time, but I've really been using it now. Like I was mentioning before, content scales, right? If you create one piece of content, it can be watched over and over and over by unlimited amounts of people without costing you any time or costing you any money. So with Loom, I use it for everything, right? For example, if I'm giving feedback to a team member on how they did the work, instead of getting onto a call and explaining it live, what I'm gonna do is I just click a quick shortcut. I think it's like Command-L on Mac. It opens up the screen recording. I talk through it because they can hear me and they can see me. I talk through it, I send it over, and then I get notifications when they watch it. And the best part is I see them watching it over and over and over, and it just gives me such good feedback, because I know that if I said it on a call once, they would most likely forget. But because I created the content, because I created the Loom and I sent it that way, now they can watch it over and over and refer back to it if necessary. And then combined with Notion, we just store it all there, and we create this huge database of information and training that doesn't require me to be available to actually teach them. So if we do ever hire additional team members, all the feedback, all the training will already be there. And that's why it's so valuable, right? And the last way that I use Loom is for every single SOP, every single standard operating procedure. And all this is just explaining how you do a certain task. So whether this is, setting up an email campaign, whether this is taking a sales call, whether this is inbox management, whatever it is, all you need to do to create a perfect procedure that can take you out of the task, right? So what I mean is you can delegate the task. All you need to do is just turn on Loom, have your screen recorded, you just do the task, and then send it to the person who you want to delegate it to. And that's it, right? That is the process of defining your task and systemizing it so that someone else can follow it. And imagine if you did that for every single task that you did. You could literally get yourself out of so many tasks if you just started recording yourself doing it. And Loom makes it so easy to do that. And that's how I'm able to get out of 90% of the agency's tasks, is because whenever I'm doing something, I just record it and then I send it to a VA to do the exact same thing, because they can just watch the video and then do it themselves. Right, so I hope you found that video useful. If you do want the links to any of the softwares I mentioned in the video, you can just check the description. And then if you want some more information about what we do, you can also just check that in the description. So I will talk to you in the next one.